Okay, hello everybody. How are we doing? I'm just setting myself up real quick, but welcome to the live. Today, I'm going to talk to you about how you can use Gen AI, specifically use Google Gemini, to automate your instructions that you send out to clients. If you are an esthetician, this is for you. This is all for aesthetics. If you have clients or if you're in your office, people that work there, they send out instructions to the clients after they get their facials because they have products that they bought, their instructions are sending to them. So I'm just going to show you something that I worked on with a client of mine and how I helped her create this process to automate the instructions that she sends out to her client. So that's just saved a lot of time compared to like it taking more than one day to get back to the client, letting them know how to use the products, the skincare products. Now you can get that done really, really quickly, whether it's you directly or somebody else that works in the office. So let's go ahead now and start this workshop. My name is Muna, and I am a software advisor, specifically right now focusing on AI tools and advising clients on how they can use AI in their business and the business processes. And this is very much for professional businesses that are already making profits. And now we're just looking how we can actually look at what you're already doing, how we can make it easier and much more automated for you to get your work done. So, without any more rambling, let's get started. If you would like for us to work together to build this specific solution or one that's more tailored to what you need, go ahead on the website www.kiking.com. That's Kiking, and book a call. We can have a discussion and look at your own specific needs. And now let's take a look at this. Where do I screen share? Share screen. Okay. So, while I'm trying to share my screen, I am somebody who's had years of experience in software development as a software advisor. And I worked in enterprises for the main part. And I love technology as far as even exploring what tools are out there that are available for us to use personally and professionally. But I do have a lot of knowledge and experience in what I'm doing right now with you, which is looking at the problems that you have, or maybe it's not even a problem, you're looking for a way to improve your process using technology as a way to manage that information or that process. I'm the software analyst that is able to help you find a tool that you need, help you communicate with the developers. Communication within developers and businesses or the owners, sometimes it can get misunderstood because businesses speak a different language than developers speak, not literally, but as far as the way they understand what is being requested and what to expect out of the request. Anyways, so let me try to. So we are here right now, entire screen. I'm just going to share. Okay. All right. So here we are. As we are getting started here, let me just show you real quick of what we're doing. So my client that I had she says she was okay with me saying who she is, but it's a client, the owner of Habitat Beauty, and she is an esthetician in Canada, and they do have clients that they take care of inside of the studio. And they came to me talking about how it takes some time to actually write all the custom instructions for the clients. That's something I've already gone over with you earlier. And that may not be to say it takes too long, but it's very tedious because it's something that's always going to be done, because especially when you get a new client or when their skincare changes, if they have oily skin, if they have dry skin. So that process alone, as important as it is, takes time away from actually taking care of the client or running the business. So in this guide, we will learn how to create Google Gemini, to create a Google Gemini custom gem for skin products guide. And we will give it custom instructions and custom knowledge. And what that means is that the custom instructions, which is right here, this is what tells the tool, the application, the gem. This is information here is what tells it how to behave. So right now, we're going to create one that behaves like a skin product specialist, a guide that can now give us instructions that can be copied and pasted into the email or into whatever portal you use to communicate with your client to tell them how to use the products. And so that's what the instructions is. Just it tells this gem how to behave. And let me step back for a little bit. A gem, if you have no idea what I'm talking about right now, okay? So you may have heard about ChatGPT, right? So ChatGPT. So now Google has their own chatbot, which is called a large language model that they call Gemini, which is this one right here. Well, this is the gem, but when you go to Gemini, this is Google's version of ChatGPT, which is called a large language model because it's a chat bot that can do many different things. It can create pictures, it can help you do research, it can bring information together, like your specific information and information from the internet, and create content out of it. So what we're doing today right now is we're combining your knowledge and the internet knowledge and creating instructions and guides. And that's what that is. Gemini. And inside of Gemini, we can create these things here. Think of it as a tool or an application that is inside of Gemini. So, an application, this is Gem, right? So, I told you that with the large language model, the Gemini here, you can chat with it in any way. But now in the Gem here, what this is, you can tailor it to make it be specific to say a specific process that you're doing in your business. So sending instructions for how to use the skin products that you send out to client, that is a specific process, right? So instead of somebody who is doing that work always having to go back and type again and again, it's repeated. So this is a perfect way that we can use Gen AI to make that repetition a lot quicker. When you already have the information, it's just to put all that together to speed that up. So this is a perfect scenario for why you would create a gem. In the software industry or in the AI tech industry, you'll hear people call something like this like a skill, because it's basically this here is what you would call a prompt. So they'll say a skill is something that helps you save a prompt that you can use again and again without having to rewrite the prompt. So that's how this instructions here translates to the bigger AI, you know, AI conversation, that it's a skill basically because we don't have to keep creating this over and over again. Or when we open up a new chat, we don't have to put these instructions over again, and we don't have to give the chatbot these custom product information again. It's already here. That's why that's how that fits in. Anyways, so we are that's a custom instruction, and the knowledge base here, custom knowledge, is what I showed you right here. When you create the gem, the custom knowledge that we're given, this one right here, is the instructions for the products. So what we did here, the instructions for the products. You see here, Epicurus oil cleanser, and we just listed all the products and the instructions, and as far as like how to use it and the key ingredients and things like that. And then what you can also add in your knowledge, which we don't have right here, but you can add it to make it a lot. There's so many different things you can put there to really customize it, to tailor it to exactly what you need. So another thing you can put here, say if you have a certain philosophy or guide of, okay, these are the things that you would advise your clients. Okay, if you have oily skin, you do this, like you have to, if for example, let me see, we can attach another document or put another file that tells whether somebody has oily skin to avoid these, or to make sure that they take that or use that. Or you can add photos, you can add other information that you have on your drive, anything that's related to making it easier for the Gemini here, for the gem, to give you the accurate instructions that's going to help your client out getting their skin to behave the way that you intend for it to behave. Um, okay, so let's bring it back here. I just wanted to explain what I meant by that, the custom knowledge and the custom instructions, right? So the custom instructions is what tells the chat, the tool, how to behave, what information that you want from it. For this one, we want it to behave like a skin product specialist that gives us instructions for the client based on what they bought. And the custom knowledge is just all the information that's very unique to your aesthetics business, to your salon, to the med spa, wherever this is being used, things are specific to it. So the products that you have, the philosophy of the skincare guide that you have, whether you're using things that are natural or things that are non-natural, if it's this is like more of like a med spa that's using other type of procedures, then those are the things that will go there. If it's related, and only if it's related to the actual instructions that the client will be getting. If it's not related to that, it has no business being in this gem that's specific to this. Now, it can be useful in something else, but if we're creating a gem, if we're creating a tool that's specific to getting information for the clients, their instructions, you don't want to put something else that's not related because one is just like, what's the point? And another one, it may confuse the tool to give you information that's not relevant because that you gave it that, you know? Um, so all right, so Google allows you to create a custom knowledge chatbot using Google Gemini interface. Basically, you can easily create a chatbot that is similar to Google Gemini. That's kind of what we said. You create like a mini version of a Gemini, and you can also give it documents and additional information knowledge. Therefore, the chatbot will give responses based on it is in what is in the custom knowledge documents and what is on the internet. This is perfect for non-technical people that will be building chatbot solutions without the technical work. Okay, so that's what we went over earlier. And then, so in order to create this one that I have here, that's the link to the one that I've been showing you guys here. In order to create it, and just like I tell you, it's very simple to create this thing, right? But if you feel like, hey, you know what, this is great right here, but I want something that's a lot more elaborate or great for habits of beauty, but that's not my company. But so I want you to make sure that you can help me at least make sure that I'm giving it the right information. Go ahead and go to kikeen.com. That's Kikiing, kikeen.com, and book a call, and we can have that discussion to help you create the perfect one for you in your studio space, your esthetician business, and your team, right? Um, so the instructions here, you copy it and paste it. So paste the following instructions and update the instructions to make additions. So it's something like this is a really good template enough for it because the gem, since when you ask it questions, it does use tools. Let me see. When you start a conversation with the gem, the default tool will be selected. You can still remove or select. Got it. Oh, you can add, oh, okay, so it can be some, okay, anyway, so these tools here, we're not going to add anything to create an image, to create music, to Canvas or guided learning. These tools are not, but one tool that a gem is always connected to, you can't disconnect it from the internet, is that it's connected to the internet knowledge. So Google has been working to make sure that whatever information that it gives you from the internet is at least somehow generally reliable. So we'll just say that as generally reliable. Sometimes it's not always reliable because it's not unique to your specific scenario. But generally, they try to make it reliable. But that's where you are always going to be needed as estheticians. I swear, estheticians are always going to be needed. AI is not going to take over your spot. It may take over your spot for some people who don't mind robots rubbing on their face, but you'll always be needed because whether it's your hands to do the work or your knowledge, it'll be needed because when sometimes AI can give you the wrong information, and now with you knowing how the skin works, how the chemistry of the skin compared to the product works, you can make those corrections when it makes the mistakes before you send out the instructions to the client. But yeah, we copy this and we paste it in there. And this is just basically, like I said earlier, you tell it how you want it to behave, this tool. So you are, imagine if this is your company, you are Habits of Beauty AI skin product guide. Your role is to help clients understand how to properly use their skincare products, including what each product does, how to use it, and in what order. Do not refer to yourself as a licensed esthetician, okay? Do not refer to yourself as that. Begin by introducing yourself warmly as the user which skin product they need help with today, if appropriate. Offer a short list of proper products and they might choose themselves. They might choose from. Provide clear step-by-step guidance on product usage and correct layering order. Tailor your advice to the client's need and skin type if they provide that information. Keep the conversation engaging by asking one or two relevant questions at a time. For example, about your skin type, goals, hydration, acne, glow, and routine. Use a friendly, knowledgeable, and supportive tone like the trusted esthetician who's just message away. Okay, so that's the instructions that we gave this one. And we did it this way specifically. As you may notice, this one is not saying, hey, give me all the information as far as giving me the instructions for telling this client of how to use this product. We did it this way because this was the way that that my esthetician that I work with wanted to send the message to the client. So it wanted to, when we said here, begin by introducing yourself warmly and ask the user which skin products they need help with today. Skincare product, this is a way that we make sure that the chat at least like ask us questions because it may not just be her who's always sending this email out to the client. So to make sure that the tool is asking what it needs from the person who's typing this, and then that the tool can give it the right step-by-step guidance instructions. Anyways, so for the knowledge here, but this instruction here, right now this is just an example of how you can write it, but it can always be something completely different. So say for example, you wanted to just say, hey, you are the Habits of Beauty AI Skin Product Guide. Your role is to give me the specific, what's it called, product guide. Your role is to help the client um, understand how to properly use. Actually, I think this is good. Let me not even try to make a different one, but if you want to make a different one based on your specific needs, we can work on that. So just I want to get through this tutorial, anyways. But you can just basically ask it to just give you, instead of asking you all these questions, tell them to just give you the instructions of how to use the product if you want. But for the knowledge base, excuse me, attach all data and information that the chatbot should know. Since this chatbot is to help clients with product information and product usage guides, the more the better. So remember, when I showed this to you, we had just one, but I did say that you can add more information there, like the guide for somebody who has oily skin or somebody who has dry skin or combination skin, or they have certain things going on with pimples or their product that they need to ignore or product that they need to actually make sure that they use, because these things are your knowledge and your knowledge is really what's going to make this thing work. So yes, we can just use the instructions and leave it at that, but adding your knowledge here is what actually is going to make this your tool. This right here is the internet's tool. This is the internet's tool. But this here is your tool, your salon's tool, your med spa's tool. Um, so let's see, for the AI does not know of what you are attaching, does not know if what you're attaching is correct or not. So this is your responsibility to your clients to make sure that what you're attaching to there is correct. Attach at least one or more of the following documents, the more the better, right? So what we have here, we have the product list with information about the products. So that's what we have attached. What this we created just a Google Doc with different tabs for each product. There's different ways you can approach this, but this is just a quick and easy, simple way that you can do it. Um, so the first page just has a product list here, and then each one takes you to the tab that it's for. And with each tab, like I said here too, you can have even more information. So this is just a very general one, but very useful with all this information of how to use it and the ingredients, and they're explained here. Um, what the ingredients do, what they are, and so each one has their own. And if you have more products, you add more. If you have less, you put less. But I think it is pretty good to have this product list here in the front as a quick run through. And because of the brand that they're using, maybe some brand information guideline kind of a thing. It looks like you're interested in Epicurus. That was me doing my research. But this is what I handed over to the client. But you know what? She's a great friend of mine, so she didn't say anything. I guess she probably fixed that herself. But no, actually, no. Let me not. This is one that I was putting together to be able to live stream. So I didn't want to show her personal information. So this is a live stream friendly one. So let's go back here. So you have your product list that you can put there, and then you can also put product information that's outside of the product that you have at hand. It may just be more information about the product itself, such as, okay, if somebody has oily skin, are they, and this is me not knowing really much about the specific industry information, but if they have oily skin, can they use silicone products? Can they use shea butter? Can they, if my skin is oily, am I able to use this lipid serum? Or if I have a pimple that's like gashing right now, like these that I have right here in my face, am I able to use the lipid recovery mask, or am I should I specifically actually go ahead and make sure that I use this oral cleanser? Things like that, right? And then product usage information, in order of which the product to use products, and precautions, things to just be aware of, even if it's something that's not related to your product. Maybe it's just precautions that they should always wear SPF, sunscreen, or anything like that. Like this here is what they call your unique edge. It's your intellectual property. So make sure you put as much in there that you're comfortable with. Sometimes maybe you want to hold back and keep some to yourself, but if the point of this is to give you customers the instructions that they need, put what's there for them. This is only going to help you out to not have to be the one to always write this out. So when you do check it and proofread it, it's not that much work, right? Or if it's somebody else that's doing it on Monday and somebody else that's doing it on Tuesday, different people doing it each day, this is a way you can really standardize the way that instructions are communicated to the client. So it's not different when each different person sends out information, or somebody else might be new in the team and they're not really sure how it's done. So this is a great way to train them how it's done, and they can get more up to speed with sending correct instructions. Okay. So other things to put is just like FAQs about the products and the usage. If there's any, go ahead and put that there, because some products maybe people have information about, like they may be confused about the order of things. Maybe some products just look so similar, so they may be confused. Is this a daytime or a nighttime thing? Or am I allowed to use this after this procedure? But if I just have this peel, this chemical peel, can I use this product, or do I have to wait? Some people have a lot of questions. So and then your company's particular guidelines and information about the products and usage. So we've gone over that. These are example of things that you can put in. I think these, honestly, if you just have these, you should be good to go. These are good to go when it comes to instructions to your clients. It's really good to go. So with all these being in there, once you're in the gem that you created, you go ahead and you have everything in there. If you want to put really, really custom description of what it is, you can, but it's not mandatory. Um, you go ahead and start chat, and then when you start your chat, you can ask it. You can tell it, let me see, for example, say that I bought certain things. Um, you can put the client name or not, or put a fake name just to be in place, but do not put your client's actual name if they don't consent. So you can just put, let's just put, for example, let me put a client just bought these products, BOU. Um, she has oily skin and is currently breaking out from eating a lot of sugar. So she is in. I'm just gonna say I just gave her a facial. I'm not really sure. Let me see. Habits. Let me see if I can find the products. Does she have her services listed here? Let me just say I just gave her a juicy skin treatment. I'm just gonna put this here for now. So these are things maybe like even in the instructions guide. Um, Remember, like here, you can probably even put in the knowledge the treatments that you have. So that way, when you want to refer saying, hey, I just gave her juicy skin's treatment, it knows what you're referring to. That's another thing you can put. But now, since it doesn't have that, I just want to make sure that I can um, let it know that. So I'm going to give it the link, actually. I think that might work. If not, then we'll find out. I just gave her a skin. Can you give me the product usage instructions for me to send to her? Now you don't have to go and auto correct everything because it'll kind of figure it out, but I just have a habit right now of doing that. I don't know. It's a habit, so excuse me. So I'm not gonna put, I don't want to put all of them. I'm just gonna put the oil cleanser, not the powder, nope. The serum and the the client just bought these products. Okay. So that, hello there, I'm the Activity Skin Color Guide here to make sure you know exactly how to love and care for your skin with your new product. Since your client has only oily skin, it's currently experiencing breakouts. Should you take a smooth that we want to keep her routine super soothing, bearing, repairing, not clogging. Okay, so then here's a clear step-by-step product usage and layering guide tailoring specifically for her to help calm that sugar-induced inflammation and product protect your skin. So this is what it gives you. It tells gives you this here, put it in your email and edit it, right? Like right now, I don't think you important things for her to be aware of right now. So you can just put important things and then delete that to be aware of right now. And then, but right now it's saying, let me see, great instructions. And I'm going to ask it, can you update this in a way that I can copy and paste into the email directly to her? So let's see how it does, because I don't want it to say she. So let me just see how it does. I can tell it not to refer saying she, but let me see how Gemini behaves here. But before that, let's see, AM to PM daily routine and layering. Steps one, use a cleanser, what it does. Cleanser gel suits. Okay, how to use it. Dispense 2 to 3 pumps and cleanse dry hand. Gently massage into dry. Rinse thoroughly with cold water. The oil will emulsify into milky texture. Okay. And then use the serum and then use the cream. And then, so let me send this. Okay, so it does that. Subject your post treatment care and guide and routine. Hello there. I was wondering, it was wonderful seeing you for your juicy skin treatment. And today, because your skin is in a delicate, highly receptive state right now, we want to calm that sugar induced inflammation and breakouts. I have put together a simple, soothing routine using your new Epicutis products. So it does that. A few things to keep in mind right now. All right. So this is really, really good. So let me know if you like this and go to kikeen.com to get a copy of this template here that I have and also just to see if you want us to work on a solution just for you and your team. But other than that, I'm just going to go ahead and geek out right now and see how we can update this. I do like the fact that it's given us just this by itself without all having to like redo it again, giving us a copy and paste version. So I'm going to tell it, let me see, can you update this? Okay. A way we can update this, because I think for a business, you really just want the copy and paste version, right? Like it's nice to have all the other things that you can ask back and forth, but we want the copy and paste version. So let me go ahead and edit this here, and I'm pretty sure, let me see. Da-da-da. Custom product usage instructions for the client that just BOUGH bought. Product, okay. Including what each product does, how to use it, and in what order. Okay. Do not refer to yourself as a licensed esthetician. As if appropriate, offer a short list of proper product. Provide a clear step-by-step guidance. Okay, so update this, and then I'm going to ask the same questions. Start chat. I'm going to ask the same one, and let's go. Okay, custom product. Okay, so this one kind of, all right, it's not saying her. Let me see. Even though her oily skin is, okay, I see that it. See, it's saying the her. Now let's do one more change. I think that would probably, it's still referring to she, her. Okay. I guess we'll have to see this after all, right? You are the habits of using code. Your role is to help the user who is the esthetician or maybe a team. Give them a copy and paste into the email. Okay. Okay, so let me go ahead and update. Now let's see again. What I did right now was just to kind of tell it to give us like a to give us exactly what we need without having to make any changes. So I'm gonna say hi first. Hello there, welcome to Habits Beauty Skin. I'm your AI product guide, here to make creating custom professional home care instructions for your client quick, effortless, and entirely stress-free. To help me write a personalized set of instructions that you can copy and paste directly into an email for your client, could you tell me a little bit about what they purchased? Which specific product did your client buy? For example, Epicurus oil cleanser, enzyme exfoliant powder, lipid serum, HYVI creme, lipid recovery mask, or lipid body treatment. Which service did they receive today, if any? Did they mention any specific skin types, goals, or concerns, such as dryness, sensitivity, redness, or post-treatment glow? So I'll say this. A client just bought these products. Okay. So when we do that, hi, welcome to Habitat Beauty. I'm your AI skin product guide here to make the custom professional. Here's personalized step-by-step product for your client. You can easily copy and paste the text. Your custom home care routine. Hi there. It was wonderful treating you today since your skin is feeling a bit oily. Okay, here. Okay, so this definitely important tips. Please reach out if you have any questions. Let me know if you need any adjustments to this routine or if you like help preparing instructions for another client. Okay, so okay, I like that. So you definitely have to like make sure you only copy what you need, but it did a great job now. I really like that. I don't know how it repeats itself again. So let me see if I can part. This is all part of the prompt engineering part that I love, actually. So this is where we're just iterating and changing the prompts, which is instructions, to make it specific to the outcome that we want. So I'm going to change this gem one more time. Let's see. Okay, so what are we trying to prevent for it to reintroduce itself? Okay, begin by introducing yourself warmly. Ask the user with skincare products, if any appropriate after. Okay, after the first introduction, do not introduce yourself again as request or give the email with instructions they can copy and paste into the email. Okay, so after this, let's see if it's not going to repeat itself. And if not, then I guess we have a good working. I'm getting ahead of myself right now, but I think we'll have a good working prompt right there. Okay, where are we? So first we say, right, hi, and then we go ahead and tell it about the client, what they just bought and their skin condition. Hello, here's a custom ready copy and paste. Well, there we go. Instructions guide tailored to your client. It addresses your oily skin current. There we go. There we go. And if you wanted to change whatever it says here, we can definitely go ahead and change that. Wow, that's awesome. And obviously, we can tell it not to use any, what is it called? The M dash. Since everybody hates M dash. Do not use M dash. And do not include the product references in the copy and paste version. Wow, this is cool. So when we copy that, for example, right? And then we paste it. Okay, it doesn't carry over the references in the email. Okay. See, that's isn't that cool? So what we just did right now, as you saw, is we went over to Google Gemini, right? And from Google Gemini, we created a gem. So what a gem is an application that we can create in Google Gemini. So the chatbot, we create a mini chatbot that is specific to what you need. And as the esthetician or a med spa, anybody that's doing facial services and your clients buy products from you, this tool that we just created is going to help you respond to your clients a lot faster with instructions that they need on how to use the products that they just got, specific to their situation, whether it's pimply skin or if they have oily skin or dry skin and things like that. And based on the products that you carry and the services that you do offer, if they came in and got services done for the day or nothing done for the day, this will help you respond faster, not by replacing you at all or just doing it automatically yourself, but by working with you to create that email that you can copy and paste and send. So what we did is we created this by coming in here and we put in the title and we put the instructions, the custom instructions, We had to go back and make a few tweaks because it didn't look the way we wanted it to. But with the tweaks, we got it to behave exactly how we want to. Now, whenever somebody else in the team wants to use it, they don't have to do this, right? Again, so we give the instructions, and then we also gave it the knowledge, which is information that's specific to you and your um, wow, the whole time I was like that. Can't believe it. So embarrassing. Anyways, so we give it the instructions that's specific to you and your service, you and your company, you and your philosophy, you and the product that you carry. So we give that this, and as you remember, we can always give it more information, not just what we gave it in this example here. So we can also just give it things like precautions and your specific order for how to use products that are maybe not unique to just the ones on the list, but in general, um, and just more information about things that can help the gem give better instructions. So we created the gem, we did some tweaking, we saw went back and forth, and when it's ready, we use it. So now with this gem, okay, with this gem, disable knowledge citation. Oh, this is where, okay, it can disable the knowledge from showing up in the gem update. Now with this gem, we can share it now. When we share this with somebody else and they can open it, so copy link, right? When we share that, I'm just gonna paste that right now here. You see how this link is different than this one? This is the one that we're editing. So this is a sharing link, so this is public. Now that public link, let's see how that one behaves, okay? Right now, let me see who has access. I have access to myself. So let's see how this behaves when I give it to somebody who doesn't have access to the gem and how that looks like. So this could be somebody who's in the team. Um, I want to see how it looks like because I've never actually seen on the other side. Although I shared the gem on my end, I never actually have tested what it looks like on the other side. You know what? I think I have to do it like this. Um, okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, so now that I have permission here, this is what it looks like. The gem is shared, instructions may change. So I can use it now. Say I'm one of the, I don't know, I'm a receptionist at the med spa, and you told me, hey, Angie, just so I can just go ahead and say hi now. So I don't have any access. As you see, I can't. I don't have the gems here. I don't. Hi, I'm your Habits of Beauty Skin Products, your trusted partner in crafting perfect home care routines for your clients. Which skincare product did your client just purchase? And did they receive a specific facial or treatment during their visit today? If you're working with our Epicurus line, here are some few popular options they might have picked up, right? If you have any details on their skin types, all that stuff, let us know. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use the same one we've used last one. Let me see. No, I use this one. Where? Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. We got you now. Okay, okay. So let's paste. Say if a client just bought this, sent that. Wow. Hi there. I'm your Habits of Beauty. Here is the email template customized for your client. You can copy and paste it directly to send her way. All of that. Okay, sounds wonderful. So now with this, I can't add. I'm just looking to see if they only have access to view, that means I'll just have to keep coming back. The other person, say if it's your unless you give them access to directly be able to change a gem. This is a good thing because they can't go and change information that's in there, so it starts behaving differently. But what they can do now is go ahead and maybe pin this on top so it never changes its order. Let's say, for example, because usually when you use one, it'll change the order, but now it's pinned, right? They can remember to just use that one all the time to come back to it, or they can star it to make sure that they come back to it. So somebody who has access to it, so they can now be the ones to help you out with sending information to clients for the instructions for the product. They can access it and use it over and over again, but they can't make changes to it, which is really good for you to have control of the product, the tool, unless you give them permission to. Anyways, so that's what we did. So just to recap, okay? We're going to recap. So we created this amazing, amazing gem using Google Gemini. So a gem is a mini large language model, a skill that we don't have to create over and over again that we're using inside of the company for the team to create instructions for the client. So it can be just you or it can be many people using it, right? And so we created this gem by creating custom instructions by telling the gem what we want it to do. We're telling them, hey, we need you to help us create these instructions for clients, and they have this kind of skin, this kind of thing going on. We need you to help us do that. And don't repeat yourself when introducing yourself. And just tell us exactly what we need to copy and paste and send it to the email. We tell them that, and then we give it information that it needs to really do a good job. So our own unique information from our own product, and if you have any more instructions as far as like your own philosophy about skin and all that stuff, you put that there. And once we go back and forth and tweak these instructions and it works the way it works, we also shared it with somebody else on the team who can now use it to send instructions. So that way now you can be doing your work in the business or taking care of clients, and they can be the ones to follow up with the one that just left without you having to repeat yourself. Or they can do that and save it so that way when you're ready, you can go ahead now and approve it on the email that they shared with you. Okay, so once again, thank you very much for following this if you did. And if you do want the custom instructions, go to www.kikeen.com and I will put something there for you to figure out how to find it. I haven't shared this yet, but I just wanted to share this use case that I had with a real client, with a real business that used this. And yeah, reach out so we can create one just for you and your team. All right, till next time. Skin, 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 skin.